world after Kieber, Falciani and Birkenfeld. Heinrich Kieber, Hervé Falciani and Bradley Birkenfeld. Hardly household names. But after the actions of these three desperados and others, the world of tax evasion will never be the same again. Between 2000 and 2002, Kieber worked in the IT department of the Liechtenstein Global Trust Bank in Vaduz. While there, he surreptitiously downloaded the financial details of the bank's clients onto 4 DVDs. In 2006, he was paid nearly 5 million euros by the German tax authorities for a list of German clients of the bank. I wonder if the sum was tax-free. As a bonus, he was given a new identity. Kieber was also paid £100,000 by the UK tax authorities for a list of 300 British clients. Kieber also spilled the beans on LGT's operations on behalf of American clients to the US Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, where he described in detail the bank's procedures for obfuscating the provenance of assets. As for Hervé Falciani, late in 2008, he was arrested for data theft by the Geneva police. When he was working as a software engineer at HSBC's private bank in Switzerland, Falciani illegally downloaded details on 24,000 clients. He skipped the country and then passed the details onto the French authorities. And consequently, they recovered nearly 500 million euros in unpaid taxes. The French have also forwarded information to their counterparts in the UK and elsewhere. Falciani was sentenced in absentia to 5 years in jail, but despite attempts by the Swiss authorities to extradite him from France and from Spain, Falciani is still a free man. By no stretch of the imagination could Kieber and Falciani be described as honourable whistleblowers. But were they sordid blackmailers and extortionists? It really depends which side of the line you stand on tax evasion. Falciani is seen as a hero in France. Despite the data being stolen, the authorities in Germany, England, France, Argentina, the USA, and elsewhere were not above using the details to demand money with menaces from their tax evaders caught in the net. That net dragged the largest Swiss banking institution, UBS, into the firing line. On June the 19th, 2008, Bradley Birkenfeld, an American employee of the bank, pleaded guilty to conspiring with American billionaire Igor Olenikov to evade $7.2 million in taxes by helping him conceal $200 million of assets in Switzerland and Liechtenstein. As part of his plea bargain, Olenikov had informed on Bradley and on Mario Stagl of UBS, detailing exactly how they helped him avoid taxes. With this information, the whole UBS operation unraveled. Birkenfeld was sentenced to 40 months in jail, 10 months more than the term sought by the prosecution. However, after serving 30 months, during which time he turned whistleblower, Birkenfeld was released and then received $104 million for his whistleblowing, only in America. Because in the USA, it is accepted that regulators pay snitches for the compromising financial information that they leak. In March 2018, the US Securities and Exchange Commission announced that it had awarded $83 million to 3 whistleblowers under provisions authorized under the 2010 Dodd-Frank legislation. According to their lawyers, the information provided by these whistleblowers had helped the SEC achieve a $415 million settlement with Bank of America. And the moral of the story? Well, putting your untaxed money into an offshore account is now like playing Russian roulette. Are you willing to take the chance that some bank employee hasn't dished the dirt on you and that the authorities don't already know of your subterfuge? Should you volunteer to pay up? Do you just cross your fingers and hope? Or what? This is a no-brainer. There's no such thing as a secure database. Eventually, they all leak like sieves. Sooner or later, somebody will pass on your details, possibly even the bank itself, should they be placed under enough pressure. That's why people who work in banks are called tellers. Eventually, they tell the government everything. So, there are only two sensible strategies. If you want to remain a citizen of your high taxing state, then you must just pay up. For when they find out, and they will, you'll have to pay anyway, and they may also add a hefty fine and possibly leave you languishing in jail. Remember the case of Lester Piggott, the famous British champion jockey, who was sentenced to 3 years jail time over a mere £3.5 million tax fraud. In 1983, he agreed to settle his tax bill, at which time he stated he had only 3 bank accounts. He persisted with his story until 1986, when he admitted to having 3 more large bank accounts hidden away. Subsequently, he was found to have had a further 14 undisclosed accounts. And why was Lester caught? Because he settled his tax bill with a check drawn on one of those undisclosed accounts. You couldn't make it up. However, if you want to keep your hard-earned money, then you just can't remain a citizen. You will have to become a golden goose and legally separate yourself from the state. That means being properly advised on all the rules to ensure that you don't accidentally stray back into the firing line. Otherwise, they're tax collectors. In America, they call themselves whale watchers. These tax collectors will take a malicious pleasure in hunting you down.